Hi traders, welcome back to another YouTube video. So in this YouTube video, I would like to talk about one of the very good position that I took on gold. It was a short position, closed out for about 12.5R, made over $72,000 on my funded accounts. Of course, I didn't take this on my personal account because the risk was too much. So let me just show you step by step on how I execute this trade, how I plan this trade, how I manage this position, how I scale in, how do I exit. So let's go straight into the chart. And if you look at this, okay, on 27th of January, I took this trade on last Friday, which is 27th. And step by step, why do I decide to take a short on this trade? Okay, so on the daily time frame, as you can see, price is in an extremely strong uptrend. So all these are not a good area of value for me to go short. Why? Because if I were to go short, I'm literally catching falling knife without glove. Okay, I like to say when you're taking reversal trade without confirmation, without lots of observation, lots of planning, you are catching falling knife without a glove, which means you're about to get cut. Okay, so that's not enough for me. What I like to see is price gets very overstretched away from the 20 period moving average from the daily chart, which also ticks off my criteria. So now on the 4-hour time frame, which is the intermediate time frame, what I want to see is price forming some sort of exhaustion pattern. So in this case, do we have one? Yes, we have a rising wedge, or what I call an exhaustion or a rollover here. Price just keeps failing to break through new highs. So one little trick that I usually use, and I like to share with all of you. I usually only share it with my private community members, but let's talk about it. Every time when you see price trying to create fresh highs but facing a deep pullback, what is deep pullback means? As you see here, we have a break above this significant high at 1924, but we have a deep pullback. When price does a deep pullback, which means it doesn't really care or it doesn't really bother about this significant SNR structure, right? So when it does deep pullback, that is a big sign of weakness. Okay, if buyers were strong enough, it would just tap this major level of supply and demand and then continue shifting upwards. But why the hell did it pull back so deep? Is because we have a lack of buyers. We have a lack of buying pressure. Buyers are actually failing to hold through these significant levels. So second time again, broke through that 1934, 1933, come all the way back again. Big failure, big failure. Another break. This is what I call the final breath. Okay, the last attempt, if this still fail, that would be my entry signal. Entry signal is very different from trigger, so I'll talk about it. So we have a big failure here, confirming a valid rising wedge, a valid reversal pattern. So after I observed this for over 2 to 3 weeks, love that price action, and what I want to see is actually price. If I put in the replay mode here, what I want to see is price holding under a significant level of resistance. So if I ask all of you, where do you think is a significant resistance? Is it here? No, that's the absolute high and it failed. No, it's right here at 1933, 1934 level. So as price broke under that wedge pattern, you can actually move this a little bit. Can you see we actually try to have a retest? Moving average on the 1-hour chart has closed bearish, 20s under the 50, confirming short-term structure shift. Nice retest there. So when I see the retest, what I want to see is price going back to 1934, and I'll enter based on the sell limit order. Set my sell limit in. I'm only risking about 0.5% on this trade. Why? Is because it's still a reversal trade. When I'm taking reversal trade, I'm holding smaller risk. Okay, 0.5% or 0.3% risk. That gives me about 5.8 lots, 0.5% risk. That's my first entry. That's my absolute first entry there. Okay, so as price comes in, I got tapped in the trade on Friday, and guess what? Extremely choppy, but overall plan was well intact. And as price again runs back to this level, guess what? I actually scaled in. When price comes back to such a nice level, I just have to scale in because it's according to my plan. Second thing, is at a very good price position, so it's about 0.25% risk. Second entry, That's my second entry there. Then my criteria is as if this does close under the 1 hour chart 50 period moving average, which is the red line right here, I'll be trailing my stops with the 1 hour chart 50 period moving average, the red line here. As price comes back, solid close, another scale in. Love that price pattern here. Lots of scale ins because everything just went perfectly according to my plan. Just ticks off all the criteria and I had to follow my plan. So it might seem a little bit aggressive for some of you, but trust me, at this point my trail stops is actually slightly above the 1 hour chart 50 period moving average, the red line here. If price does reverse all the way back, I'm only losing very small size because my first entry is at 1934 and then second entry also around 1933.9. So if it really comes back, both these positions are out for break even and I only lose these small trades here. Then as price continues running down, guess what? Another scale in. So the last scale in here and my fourth entry. So I actually just want to enter 4 entries on this one. So after the fourth entry, I don't enter anymore. Technically speaking, I could have still entered one more right here, but I'm happy with 4 positions. So total about 17.5 lots, about 1.5% risk, 1 to 1.5% risk on this one. Then guess what? Move into my favor. So why do I decide to close out my full position 1906 is because I was concerned of this significant level of support, and that also completes a nice reversal cycle as well. And if I did not close out that trade, it would have been a disaster. So let me just share with you on the daily chart. So daily time frame wise, my concern was actually the 20 period moving average on the 1 hour chart, which proved me correct as well. If I look at the 4 hour time frame, cancel the replay mode, if I did not close out my position, it would have run all the way back near my entry, and that is not nice to see at all. So this sums up the entire trade breakdown on this particular gold short position. Of course, before this, I also took an extremely good dollar yen trade as well. I'll talk about it in the next video. So let me just give you some proof here. So as you can see, that's my first fund account on my Forex fund, closed for $38,348. And just let me prove it to you. That's actually on a that's actually on a live account. I'm not sure if you can see. I try not to show my number. That's an evaluation funded live account. And on my second account, let me just pull up the P&L here. Just 1 second. So on my second account, is closed for $34,000, $336. So 34,000, just 34,000, and again, it's on a evaluation funded live account. You can see my name as well, Neo Yong. So the purpose of me doing this video is not to actually showing you off of how I make $72,000 on just one position. This trade seems easy, seems fast, but it requires me 2 to 3 weeks of planning, few seconds of clicking the buy and sell button, and 3 days of management and execution. So I actually didn't sleep for 1 whole night, and just to observe the entire price action, because I have multiple scale ins, I wouldn't like to close out the position for a loss. And that's technically the back end work of trading. Okay, you have a lot of planning process. You don't just focus on money itself, because if you just blindly focus on money itself, you'll never make it to the top. A good traders are those who focus on the process, planning, preparation, execution, discipline, consistency. These are some very, very important 5 elements that you have to master before you start seeing figures like this. I used to be a trader who only make $10, a dollar's trade, $100 to 1,000, tens of thousands, 6 figures profit day. So I hope this video motivate all of you, some of you. And yeah, I'm not a big fan of posting P&L, so this might be my first and last time. And yeah, hope all of you learn something new. Trade safe, take care. If you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I'll talk to you all later in the next video. Bye bye, take care.